So we're gonna do a gi takedown class, and if you insist on wearing no gi, it should also work, because everything I do is always based on posture. Yes, posture and engagement of the muscles and breathing. Yeah? So people who did my breathing class and people who will do my injury prevention class, which is kind of the same, which is tomorrow, will get more out of my classes. It's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. You know the saying, yes? So look, the first thing we have to do when we want to fight, we all have to have a good posture. Now, what is a good posture for Jiu-jitsu, for stand-up? I believe it's all based on the squat. And I learn a lot through teaching my kids classes. And in the beginning, like I always want to force the kids in my kids class to take like the staggered stance. It's basically a lunge, very maybe more upright or more leaning forward. Now, for many people, the lunge is a very hard position to get. So why is it? Because it's like a lot of things at the same time. First of all, look, what is the same between the squat and between the staggered stance or the lunge is the back engagement. So you want to have your back, you want to have a hollow back. If you do a yoga class, it would begin with the cat and the cat and the cow. Yeah? So this is the basic thing we need, this the flat back. And then afterwards, look, if you say to people, okay, then they stand like this, okay, put your foot straight, and then it becomes awkward, and then lift your heel up. And it's for many people it's very hard, especially for kids. So I completely ignore that, and I say, okay, from now on we take the sumo stand or the squat here. So that's it. Now, can everybody do this? Stand all up, please, and try to show me your best, like low squat. You need to have your, so look, your back is a bit rounded. Yeah? You want your elbows backwards and your back engaged. So that's it. This, literally this. And then, see, you're also a little bit rounded back. How can we fix this? It's actually very easy to fix this. You need a wall, which will, well, okay, you're gonna be my wall. Okay? So, but imagine it's easier with a wall. So you want to be here, yeah? You want to go, so stand with your feet together, yeah? But imagine he's a wall, yes? You want to be very close to the wall and put even your feet like this to the wall. And then you want to go a little bit deep. And now you will have, necessarily, you will have a hollow back. Secondly, what you do, you go a bit further away. The more flexible you are, the closer you can be. And you're going to make your same squat again. Boom. See? And but your head is completely against it. If your back is rounded, you're going to feel your fall more backwards. Your weight will be more in your heels. So you got to be close and make this. Understand? So do this in your own time. At your home, get a wall, go completely straight, go deep. You'll feel a hollow back. You'll also feel if you're rounded, that you push yourself away from the wall. Secondly, then put your feet in a more natural stance, go a little bit away from the wall. For me, it's usually like 10 centimeters, and then do the same thing. Then you take a bottle or a ball or whatever, keep it here, and do the same thing here. And you choose how deep you go. If you cannot do a squat, you cannot do Jiu-jitsu. Or you're going to be limited in your Jiu-jitsu at least. Okay? So now, once you really agreed on our stance over here, right? If you have this, what I find too much happening, that people fight too much forward like that. So to make you feel this initially very quickly. Come here please, look. So, whenever I'm going to take your leg here, you want to have to really feel this. You make your squat, you go down, yeah? And I want you to now lean forward and grab this leg. And I want you now to pull your leg away. And you're going to feel that it's very hard to pull him up. And you're also going to feel it's impossible to keep your arm close over here. Now go back please. If I make my squat completely straight and I go down now and I hook, see, I'll pull your leg away please. See the difference? I can walk with you. So you try to break my posture by pulling away. It's not going to happen. Everyone knows what is a stinger? Have you heard of a stinger? A stinger is when you get like a hard chop in your neck over here, and you feel it tingling all the way down until your heels. That is what happens if you shoot randomly, and you get a leg and they sprawl on you. That's the kind of like neck injury you will get. So you can shoot from far, but you won't have the risk to bump into fingers and to get the stinger. Yeah. So again, one more time. You're here. You fix your posture on your own time. Elbows close. Here. And now from here, you're gonna make a hinge forward. Catch the leg. You pull your leg away, please. You're gonna feel how hard it is. Even if I walk closer, you just lean forward. Push my head into the floor, please. Yeah. Very bad posture for squatting, for Jiu-jitsu, and for takedowns. Secondly, you're gonna go down here. Get the leg. Keep your elbow closed here. And now you keep straight. So you try to pull me away now. Push my head to the floor. Even if it happens, see, I'm always straight up. Felt that? So experiment with this right now. Thank you. I'm gonna give you a cheat code, and I swear that's what I do. Every time I compete, I'm gonna look how the person stands there. And it's very easy to see. And there's a parallel even with kids in school who get bullied and who don't. And it's literally this. If you see the person on the mat standing like this, I know it's gonna be an easy fight. If I see this, I know it might be a tougher fight. Kids who stand like this will get bullied. Kids who stand like this, they will not get bullied. It's literally that. So how do you fix people who stand on their heels? You bully them a bit. So we're gonna do, come here please. So I'll make it a hashtag, make bullying great again. So you have to bully just a little bit. Why? Look, if you always overprotect everybody, nobody will get a little bit tough. Doesn't mean you have to smash them into the floor, but like a little bit of teasing and a little bit of like banter back and forth is important. Same here, you don't want to crush the beginner in front of you like into the floor, but you want to push him a little bit. So what you do is this, look. Okay, one more thing and then we go to that. Look. I believe in Jiu-jitsu and as with martial arts, takedowns are very hard or close to impossible if the person fights backwards. So you try to take me down, please go. Yeah. You can be the best wrestler, you're gonna suffer. Same thing, I'm willing to fight Mike Tyson in his prime, on a football field, on boxing. No problem, I can keep running away. But I would have I would think twice before fighting him like in a phone booth. Maybe a phone booth still, but like in a ring, you're stuck with the beast, you know? So anytime you walk backward, it's gonna be impossible for him to do takedowns. And what we often have when we learn takedowns is, okay, we're in the gym, and let's say I'm the expert, takedown expert, and you are the complete beginner. And you know as a beginner, if you come close, you will get thrown right away. Or at least you will have a very hard time. So your natural instinct of beginner is to go away. Every time I grab, you break the grip, which sucks for my fingers. I will get pissed after a while because I want to train. The person keeps going away. So I get baited into shooting from afar. So, and his best chance as a beginner is also to run away and just surprise me with a wild shot. And guess what happens? You shoot at the same time, you bump heads, you will get finger, like eye poke, which happened to me. And overall, you really limit your time. Most of the time we find stand-up, we're always into this grip fight, going back and forth, we're not really actually practicing our takedowns. You understand? So for me, like I made a decision to me, like when I'm training Jiu-jitsu on the gym, I never back out. I never. You have a grip, I'm not even gonna break your grip. You have your grip. Breaking the grip is not always possible. If you fight with a gorilla, you cannot break it. And my game should not depend on the strength of my opponent. So you get the grip, okay, now I accept that grip. I never break grips. As a principle. On competition I might do it, or sometimes I might train the skill, but in theory, 90% of the time I don't break grips. Understand? It should not depend on strength. So now look, we're gonna play a game right now. Look here, I feel this, if the person walks away in Jiu-Jitsu, I feel like they should add a rule to it. It's not gonna happen right away, but the rule should be every time you manage to push your opponent out of the ring, out of the mat, you should gain points for that. If you get bullied all the time and overall in your life, okay, then how you fix it? By have to stand in the life, yes? And the same happens should be in the ring. So what you're gonna do right now is this, you're gonna pick yourself, like some squares, can be 9 squares. You're gonna pick your posture, you're not allowed to grab, you're gonna be straight, you're gonna play sumo. You walk forward, you're gonna push the guy. Here. So push me please. Your goal is gonna be like as straight shoulders as possible, straight neck. See, you wanna try to push the guy out of the ring. That's gonna be it, okay? So play this game please, let's go. Try to keep as close as possible to your squat stand. So now some of you start cheating. What are you doing? Look, sir. Some of them are, like I said, look, okay. I said, don't put your weight on your heels. That is for sure. Do not put weight on your heels. Like never, I would say, yeah? Now the other thing is if you lean too much forward, this works in this sense, but I get dragged too much over. So you have to be mindful, let's say, so you bring your elbows close, go tight, that's it. And now the idea is actually this: when I want to push him out of the ring, don't move, huh? I walk here. I could use my arm strength. That is definitely possible. But if I use my arm strength to push, one, I'm not the strongest I'm gonna be. I'm depending on my arm strength. And also if I reach, at the moment I can get my elbow. If you keep my elbow, so now pull please, I can easily get yanked later. Yeah? At the same time, every time I throw my jab or my cross or I reach, see, I'm also exposing my lapel. Very big deal in stand-up, for me at least, is to get a very strong grip on the lapel. And for me, right side is my power hand. This is if I can start every competition with this grip, I'm gonna be really happy. This is like a very big part of the fight. Like the person who runs away from you, have to get this. On training, we're often too sloppy with this. We just kind of come here and we accept it, which is a good thing, but make it like a skill also to practice for that, to that grip later. Yeah. So for now, the posture I want you to, so we're not gonna do the gripping yet, but I want you to keep in mind this for later. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna keep your elbows closed. Imagine a ball here. I'm gonna walk forward. Yeah. And now, see, anytime, see, I want to. So my goal is to come close. Imagine you don't have hands. I want to come like this, like literally like Sumo. Yeah. But don't overreach. Don't lean forward. Be here. Push me, please. Look, if someone give me like a wild push, if someone push me away, but my posture is intact, not a problem. Slowly push. Anytime my shoulder gets pushed backward, then I have to do this. Not good. If I get dragged forward later, and I can stay in my posture, life is good. Anytime you can drag my shoulders forward here, it's a bad thing. Yeah. So don't try to be too rough with it, but imagine this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. In fact, this posture here cannot be taken down. There is no clear way to attack. Just as if I am standing on a circus ball, perfect in the middle, there is no better side from where to push from. The weight is here. Understand? So I want you to be here. Keep your weight forward, so you keep your shoulders straight back, see? And keep your hands here. Now, I want to go close and start to push my opponent away. Okay, ideally I want to reach a score, but anytime you slowly reach for me, I can start to defend his hands also. So for me, in fact, the ideal way to start would be, keep your hands up, I could close his hands. And I can just keep going forward. Anytime you push me, see, you can circle away, right away. And I'm always aware of not overstretching my arms. Everybody get that? So, default would be no hands. Want to walk forward, I slowly push out of the mat, like I would do in Sumo. Yeah. Reality, arms are going to be here to protect your core. So anytime, see, I'm here and I try to push my hand, see, you could try to use this, and now walk around me, please. Yeah. To go to my angle. Yeah. So ideally, I'm in this part here, where I control his hands. See, I can go forward, or even initially make like a small angle. In my kids class, I call this the crab. You know what is crab? With adults, I call it the pivot. A pivot is a rotation with your whole body around the central axis. So you're here, don't move. See, and again, that's when you want to go forward and attack his angle. You understand? Play with this, please. Keep your feet square and your posture intact. It helps to raise your chin high in the sky. So, you're doing great. Your posture was really good. Some of you, I see, focusing too much on the game, on winning the game, and not on the way that you play it. Yeah? So every attack opens you up to a counter attack. Yes. So I want you to. So some of you are always standing like this and starting to push forward. No. You really have to like focus on the posture. That's I'm gonna say it now. This is something you have to focus by yourself. Squat 3 times a week. And if you aim for 3 times, you'll at least do 2. And if you aim for 2, you'll at least do 1. So at least 1 time, but aim for 3. Yeah. So wanna be here. Yeah. It helps to keep your chin up straight. So pull my head down, please. If you pull my head down, see now, walk backward. That is what will happen. Yeah. So anytime I'm here, I have to put my head down, please. I have to make sure I'm underneath. Yeah? I'd rather be here than I'd be there. Yeah. So what I'm actually doing, see, if my neck itself is weak, it will push it in, and the lever will always get bigger for him. So I have to actively push my chin up. One of the biggest reasons for injury in Jiu-jitsu, long term, is this: someone aggressively snapping your neck down. And double is it if you aggressively push back up. So then it's double the strength on your neck over here. Do not do that. I'm gonna be here, look very gently, pull my head slowly down. Look here, I'm out of balance. Yeah. What I have to do right now to reinforce this to be up and get the leg. Yeah. Put your leg away, please. I have to follow that. Push forward. Stable. Now my weight is on my heels. Push forward. Now I'll fall down. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna be here. So just actually test this. Stand with your feet straight, please. Lean a bit forward. Bend your neck. Good. I'm gonna pull him to the floor, and he's gonna fix that. Now, whenever you pull someone to the floor, the easiest thing is to do, you can blast it. I never do it. Never in my life do I do it this. What I do is, I have the neck, see, keep it engaged, and just walk backwards. See, try to reach my legs, please. You cannot reach my legs. At the same time, see, I'm using my core strength, and it's safe for him. So the neck is down, see. Neck is completely bent. I could aggressively push down. The price you pay for aggressively pushing down is that you will injure his neck. And look, if I push down, just turn away, please. Roll it out. They can no. Just get out. Like do a 180. So I push down, and he can get his head out. Whereas if I'm living in the moment, see here. Now pull your neck out. You can follow up and be here. My whole jiu-jitsu is always being in the moment, be mindful of what's happening, and be ready for whatever comes in the future. If you push him aggressively away, make a 180 and go from my leg slowly. No, like a 180 is like, what happens in wrestling, you push, whoop, and they can come back here. So don't give him that. So testing it, so first, neck down, I close my elbow, my weight is on my toes, and I walk backward. Big mistake is to put your weight on your heels when you walk backward. You're vulnerable for a shot. Step 2, he's gonna fix his neck. Yeah, wait, just the neck alone. Neck alone, keep your ass up. Neck straight, stop. This, yeah. Keep tight, don't move anything else. Yeah. And I'm gonna start walking backwards. Now, my strength is going to his hip. Third, engage your back, please. Now, keep your weight on your toes, you're following your heels. And as I pull, you're gonna get your hip underneath your head again. Beautiful. And that's actually it. And here, okay, and that cannot happen. Anytime I let go, this should not happen. Is it clear for everybody or no? Just slowly test this, please. Let's go. Every stance is merely a reference point. Your stance says a lot about how you're gonna fight and how you stand into your fight, and also tells how you are as a person. Yeah? If you're very deep, you give more access to your neck. If you're sitting more like that, you're more likely to be pulled forward. So what I use the default is to go a bit deep and always like my head is a little bit lower than his head, but that's my personal choice. The lower you go, the more access you give over your neck, the more further you're going to be able to push down. In theory, every time someone tries to push you forward, see, you can fix it by leaning in. See, by doing this. It's a hinge. Some of you are going to say, man, it's hard to fix that posture and it's hard to move right. Well, it is if you never do it. But the jiu-jitsu should be the standard should be the same for everyone. And I'm not saying it's easy to do it, but it's still the easiest to do it. If you cannot find from a stable posture, then what are we agreeing on? Fitness or weightlifting is the art of moving a static weight in the most ideal way possible, and then you really posture for. What is Jiu-jitsu? Jiu-jitsu is the art of moving a dynamic weight as economically as possible. So guess what? If you cannot move a static weight with a good posture, how are you going to move a dynamic weight? Fitness is just a squat straight, and Jiu-jitsu is squat, I pull me, now it became a lunge, now it became something else awkward. So there is different ways to approach that. You can do bottom up and top down. What is the bottom up approach? Yoga, fitness. So yoga is yoga, fitness, gymnastics can fix your posture from bottom up. So yoga without any extra resistance. Weightlifting would be the middle ground, where you have a little bit both. Jiu-jitsu is like the other side. Yeah. If you are doing weightlifting with a bad posture, you will injure yourself. Now guess what? When you fight jiu-jitsu and someone suddenly snacks your head, you will ruin yourself over time. And I wish, this is what I would tell my 10-year-old self, if I could go back in time, focus on posture. The answer has always been there, but we just choose to forget about that. There's a big dilemma when you fight between what you think you want from, well, there's like a big paradox, let's say, about what you, as an advanced or as a beginner, think the sport should be and what it actually is and what is the best for you. So I'm going to comparison between weightlifting in a CrossFit and weightlifting as an art, yes? Imagine you think from CrossFit, you go to the CrossFit gym and say, okay, I imagine as a beginner, it's going to be high intensity, interval, dynamic weightlifting, explosiveness, all that together. And you go there, and as a total beginner, they start to make you do like explosive squats and burpees and whatever, but with bad posture. That's not the ideal, that's how you get injured. So what I should give you is say, okay, we're going to do the boring stuff first, teach you with minimal weight, teach you correct posture. But what will most people say? Hey, that's not CrossFit. That's like, well, this is boring. I'm going to get out, and you leave the sport. So you have to find the middle ground there. If you do jiu-jitsu in a gym, what do you expect as a beginner? You expect to grapple people, submit people, to be dynamic. And most people come to the gym are not ready to be taught it's a dynamic thing. It's a static thing. So my approach is to keep the gym, keep it a bit playful with the beginners, and then later go the low end, the bottom of posture, and then you'll be ready for the far end. Understand what I'm saying here? So keep that in mind. Okay, now come here, please. Okay. So anytime we're fighting, this is my standard posture. Whenever I'm competing or when the person is walking away from me, and you're gonna, well, in the gym I sometimes just walk away, also walk away. I keep walking away. The person looks at you, what are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing? Exactly, stupid, right? So let's agree to stay into the fold. But it's called mirroring. See? Here, now, whenever he does keep walking away, I want to get to a fight, just approach him, keep walking. Now in the gym there are walls. In the gym it will be, how we get a wall, let's reset. Okay, good. And then, but both agree it's a bit stupid. Yeah? So go back here. And I'm competing. I literally do this. You keep walking away, I go. You go to the edge, I push you out of the gym, out of the ring. Imagine that's the only thing that happens the whole fight. Who will get the decision when you think? He will feel he gets bullied. And then it's when it comes to come forward. Now when it comes forward, then you have to decide what range you're comfortable on to fight. I like to be very close range. Yeah? It's only when, so if he walks away and I go for the grip, now I overexpose myself. So don't do that. Don't throw long jabs or crosses. Be here, so you try to grip me, see? You're going to try to, keep going, please. You're going to try to protect it. Anytime he reaches, I can get his grip, super easy. Understand this? So you're going to add this to the game. You're going to bully him a bit. Keep your elbows tight most of the time, unless you get close, and you can push a bit, see? Every time he comes forward, you keep the hands. He reaches, see? You can deflect and go for the grip. Evan's class yesterday was very good. He said this, look, when someone reaches, he says, well, this is hard to get sometimes, so you usually go like 1, 2, 3. Since I like this grip better, so you're here, you're protecting your reach, see? You open, catch, close. Understand this? You still keep your square stance over here. Reach, get my lapel, please. I can protect here. Reach with that hand, I can still protect to the inside, go over. I can protect here. More about that later. So now the game here. If the person backs up, push him to the edge. Bully him, good. He comes back into the fight, control the hands. Always keeping the square stance. He gets the grip, okay, good. Stuff happens. You get your grip as well. Worst case scenario, you have the grip. I don't have any grip. Middle case scenario, we both have a grip. So you get here, I get there. Best case scenario, I have the grip, you don't. Got it? Play with that, please. Let's go. Try to keep your head below or at least the same level as your opponent. Below is better. To a certain point. Is this a good posture? No? Okay, let's think about that. Is this a good posture? No. Is this a good posture? They're all postures. And every posture depends on what everyone to do. This is not the best posture to put strength in that sense, but it's a very good posture to, for example, in a triangle, to start slipping out of the triangle. Your posture just tells the way your body position is weak. Look, come here, please. Look. Okay. So I have friends, like good wrestlers, actually, Dagestani wrestlers, who literally fight like this. What does this tell you of the person? He's beating the Single leg. If you're very good, shoot in single leg, please. Once we're connected, okay. Now it's a game, and the posture is to adapt to the situation. How do you fix that? You roll slowly, and you do what I said in my breathing class. And if you want to see the breathing class, you have to come back yesterday. So that's not possible, but in any case, so I'll do the future again. So your posture just tells how it's going to be weak to attack. This posture here does not have any direct weaknesses. Yeah? But of course, what is the weakness of standing in the middle of the ball? They can push you kind of anywhere. But you're also able to withstand kind of everything. Yeah? Now, when balancing on a circus ball, what is the quickest way to teach it? Is to stand on the ball, yeah? Put your hands against the wall, and try to balance. Yeah? So I choose to have a weakness always. My weakness is to the forward direction. Perfect in the middle, you're weak on all sides. A bit weight on the toes. Your opponent is going to come from forwards. You have to be able to withstand that. So always standard weight a bit on the toes. Yeah? If my stand is like this, get my neck please. So get like so here you're kind of baiting this. This can be a good idea if you're thinking about fighting like a 2-on-1 position. That can be based. Yeah? My personal game jiu-jitsu is always the King's Gambit, giving myself up the triangle chokes and baiting that weakness. But standard is the posture. Understand? So now I gave you some posture training and some games you can use to fix that. Now we're gonna go to my personal system I used to do takedowns. This is very personal. Yes? But so what I try to do, I try to, in this mumbo jumbo randomness, I try to get my power hand to the collar. I like to keep my elbow closed. See? And I'm standard straight. Now, whenever he goes for an overreach, I want to open my elbow, see? And I want to circle to that side. Whenever my elbow is high, yeah, and he's going over, I want to circle and push into him. Yeah? Secondly, whenever I'm here and it goes underneath for the grip, can be with or without the grip, yeah? I want to close my elbow also, see? Circle to his back and walk backwards when I circle. So why is that? It feels good. That's the first reason. But look, when you go over, look, when people go over, they tend to go high. When they go lower, they tend to go low. Yeah? So what I'm doing here, you reach over, see I turn like, and this is also magically the same thing as you'll be doing with a cross. Yeah? You go over, see I reach, see? And I start to go into him. Stand up please, completely straight. No, like completely straight up, yeah? And turn a bit try to get my collar. So they will always angle themselves like this, and I can start to go in. What is the direction you will get? React please. They're usually going to square up, and this is the attack later. Whenever you go underneath, see, I keep my elbow closed, people try to go lower, so I'm fighting this hip hinge right now. Keep the grip please. I close my elbow, see, I do the crab walk, see, and I start to walk away at the same time, using my hinge to go backward. What both things do is this, look, whenever you reach with that hand, turn your shoulder in, yeah, it's very hard for him to get this grip on my collar, because I have to go this side. So by walking sideways, I kind of expose his back, so as to react to that. At the same time, which stays, see, so you cannot get a collar grip with that one, please. You cannot really do that. Unless you get straight stance, then I can control your hand. Go back, please. Whenever I go square, don't move. Turn your shoulder in, please. The left side. Yeah, good. See, whenever you're there, yeah, and I reach first, look what happens. Don't move. I cannot reach your collar until I go to the center, and now I can kind of get it. But guess what? You can also get mine. And now it's at best equal. There's a very good DVD on BJ Fanatics. Very cheap one, actually. Jimmy Pedro. And he calls this stupid judo. Why is it stupid? Because it's 50-50. This is smart judo. The best judo players will throw you regardless of anything. But here, like actually, even the best judo player cannot really throw me here. Yeah, the best judo players in the world will throw you from an equal grip, and mediocre judo players will throw you when they have the upper hand. Understand what I'm saying here? So again, goes over, circle in. It's like a cross. You walk forward, always the same leg in front. Very good. He goes underneath. You circle back. Whenever he turns to face you, you can either go for the hand or for the collar. That's your choice. Best starting pose ever. No attacks go from here. Try to go over again. Great. Go under. Great. Turn your shoulder backwards, left shoulder. Now expose this side. So you can start wrestling. Got it? Play with this, please. Keep your Stefan asks, what is the best grip position? There is no best. It's always situation dependent, yes? So if my wrist is bent, I can get my elbow and yank it in. So I don't want that to happen. But guess what? If my hand is like this, it will also do. So extreme left or extreme right, what do you choose? Democracy, when there is choice. So keep your hand in the middle always. Here, hand straight, that's a good standard pose. Whenever I want to run into him, if I'm here, now my cross becomes this. Okay? So, here. Yeah. If I'm doing boxing, I'm doing jiu-jitsu, I'm always doing jiu-jitsu. You can be doing BJJ and not be doing jiu-jitsu, and you can be a boxer and still do jiu-jitsu. Just live with that for a while, yeah? So when I'm here, try to reach over, we cannot do that. Lock my fist, like hard, yeah? If my wrist is bent, I'm not in an ideal spot to stop that. So think about a push-up. What is the best posture for a push-up? Well, I think in theory, the best one is to have your fist straight. And this is choice. You can put your hands in different directions, which will weaken your weaker sides. But ultimately, you want to be away from it. Now, in the end, your body can teach you. How can you teach you? Well, I'm going to put my wrist in a bad spot. Slowly put pressure on my wrist, please. No, get my elbow and slowly put pressure. If you want to train this, yes, and train it safely, you have to train it slow. Yeah? These are very fleeting, like the check. Get my grip, please. Look here. The moments where you can your wrist look like that are very fleeting. They're very short moments, and because it's short moments, people overreact to those moments, which ultimately makes it very dangerous for you and very hard for me to do that. Yeah? I'm going to make a comparison. What is easier to learn, surfing or snowboarding? Snowboarding is easier because you step on your plank, you practice directly. It's with surfing, you have to wait for 3 hours until maybe a wave comes. You get much less practice time. Yeah? So think about that. Look, so I'm here, okay, and I'm not going to do this. Just tell you the heuristic to learn. It's here. You put some pressure on my wrist. Okay, a bit more. Freeze. Okay, and now I'm going to do this. I'll do the other side. Now I go to the extreme right side. So now you should turn this shoulder in. Ah, crap! So I fix my wrist, and then you make a game of it. You try to get the lock. Keep tight. Please go for it. See? Okay, good. Yes. Huh? Only twice in my life have I really punched someone's face on the mat. I told one of those stories yesterday. One time, literally on the training, I punched someone in the face. It was like this. He put like the wrist lock. I say, stop. The guy keeps doing it. Sorry, friend, don't do that. And then, okay, sorry, why did you punch? Well, man, you were breaking my wrist. So, sorry, I mean, there was no Zen way to go about it. Another story is someone was killing me with a choke, but that's another story. Only twice in 30 years, so I'm good. Okay, now, in any case, you want to go for this grip. Yeah. He goes over, you circle in. He goes under, and go over, and go push yourself in. Now, what is your direction going to be? At the very least, okay, maybe keeps walking away. Okay, no, keep walking backwards until you get out of the mat. Boom, I bullied him. No points because it's a silly sport. But in reality, man, I stood my ground. Yeah. Now what I don't do is this. I never lean in. Not never, but the standard is to push in your base. The more you wobble, the more you're out of balance. If he goes underneath, and here, see, and he starts to reach forward, see, this is where you need to attack because to break his posture, even if he gets the grip. Good. At least I know he's going to stay here. So you keep circling away. You never, ever, or I don't, switch your rotation first. See? Try to catch my leg here, please. You can walk away, go with the other hand, do my leg, same story. See? Now, whenever you're here, the further to circle to the middle, so if he reaches with that hand to my collar, I can meet him here. So at some point I will get this position. There is always choice to get this hand higher to the neck, see? And pull it down, in which case your crab walk to that side will be easier. But you're weaker, to push my elbow up please, and circle to the other side. In Jiu-jitsu we can cheat this, because your grip is always there. In wrestling, if you go too much like this, you will get your back taken. That's not the point. How do you do it? Play the game. At some point I want to get to this position here. If your position is straight up, so stand up please. Look, Jiu-jitsu always wants what we don't have. It's always in life also. You have to keep what is there. So what is often said is this, look, whenever people stand up straight, you want to pull them down. Okay, let's go to close guard experience. This always happens, look. You're here, the person is straight up. Try to pull him down, doesn't work. And then, when they're very close, hug me please, super tight. Then you want space. So guess what? He goes up. Now I want to pull him down. He's down. I want to push him up. We always play that stupid game. So you're up. Okay, you want to be up? Let's go upper. Let's go more up. What will happen to him? He will bend his neck. Bend. So fight by push, please. Go like wait. See, push your head back down. Push. Listen to me. Bend your neck, and then you can get him. See? So you get him by. Jiu-jitsu is often about let him do the opposite of what he wants. Yeah. But in any case, whenever I'm here, you stand up. So I have my collar grip. I have my wrist grip. You stand up straight. Yeah. I'm just gonna walk forward. Okay. You didn't fight back. There is no fight if the guy doesn't want to fight. Yeah. Now you walk back forward. Walk forward to the straight posture. Okay, we can cancel each other out. He keep the push please. He rotates his left shoulder in. I rotate my same side shoulder. Don't move please. I rotate my shoulder in. You rotate your shoulder in. I rotate my shoulder in. I'm always canceling the guy out. You put your back to the middle. Stay there, okay? So, at some point, put your butt backwards. You put your butt backwards. I walk a bit away, pull down, and I'll put my butt back and start walking. What is he gonna do? He's gonna stand up again. Anytime I wait to my heels, catch my leg please, you will get it. Anytime, as long as I keep my weight on my toes, behind, catch my leg now please, now it's quick to react. The sprawl is from here. Yeah? If you're here, you cannot sprawl. Understand what I'm saying? So play with this. Go please. So now I'm showing a pathway to my way of taking down, yes? Every pathway is a choice, yes? You can perfectly say, full guard in the beginning, that can be your pathway to a fight. Ultimately, I want to be teaching things that can transfer to other things. Yeah? So if your posture is here, and you like kind of wrestling, so actually, think about this. Is this still wrestling? Is this wrestling?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Is this wrestling?
No.
Well, is this wrestling? Yes. See?
Yeah.
So, like, this doesn't exist in wrestling, but it does. For the fleeting fraction of a second, it exists. And the ultimate difference between jiu-jitsu and wrestling is just that. Is that jiu-jitsu says, okay, we can stay here in this illusionary moment, where we actually don't really want to be, and wrestling just says we lost when we got there. And I sometimes think, maybe the ancients always knew this, and eventually they figured out, hey, you know what? Eventually the person flat on the floor will always lose. So let's stop doing that, and by doing that I forgot to deal with it, and then we come full circle where we have to do it again. Yeah, that's it. Oh, there's submissions in wrestling. There most definitely are. I've seen people faint for chokes, and I've seen people get injured by arms, but ultimately it's always about joint control. Yeah. Now, can I use you, please? So now we have a sheath code. The gi allows us to sheath. That's why no gi is the default. What is a sheath code? Is the belt. Yeah. Look, I've never been taken down by anyone when I got a belt. Why is it a sheath code? Look, eventually, like I said, it's very hard to deal with people putting the butt backwards. Chin up, please. And Jorgen said something cool yesterday. He said, we had like a private conversation here. And he said, look, in judo, there's many things not allowed. You cannot grab the belt. You cannot grab both sides on the same side. So that's what you're going to do. Because it cheats. Yeah? So what I try to do, look, go over with the arm, I circle in and go forward. He goes below, I circle backward. The guy turns his shoulder in, I have a chance to get the wrist. Or the both colors, it's all fine. Yeah? Then, any single time, see, don't move, don't move. I can have both grips. If I make an angle here, walk straight forward, plant your face in my neck. Here. Now I cannot take him down if he keeps a square stance. If you rotate, please, rotate a bit more. No. This is a pivot. That's how I call it. Yeah? It's maybe not an ultimate word, but I call it a pivot. Is move yourself around the person, around a certain access point, and the rotation is what I call the whole body. So you're gonna just rotate, see, and hinge forward. Okay, good. So we're here. If I'm here, rotate, say here, I have a pathway to throw him. But if you keep a straight force here, look, and I try to do this, just counter rotate. And now I cannot do that throw. I I can throw him there, yeah, but guess what? The guy's gonna move. Boom. So ultimately, if you move first, you're always one step too late. Unless you're the Flash or Spider-Man and your reaction time is greater than his. I don't want to depend on that. So how do you cannot always be the fastest, but I can most definitely be the slowest. Yeah? So ultimately, what you want, you have this grip, you have this here. I put head to head. Keep your neck straight, please, and just keep walking forward. Lean forward, and you play this game. You roll this left shoulder in. I rotate mine in. Now we got the angle. You will realize this mistake, you rotate in. Now I go backwards again, we'll push. See? You rotate your right side in, that's what I was waiting for. Now we have two options. Either his shoulders are straight up, so shoulders are higher, wait, or he makes a hinge. No. So a hinge is this. Yeah, so either you're here, or you're there. Got it? Legs can be anywhere. So your back is straight. Okay, good. Now I can go down, get the leg. My elbow is close. Here. If I prefer to play guard, that's a choice. But here, walk away. I don't even have to grip. Walk your leg away. I can follow up. Walk away now. I will get stingers and everything will be hard. Second option. Overhead here. So go over. You circle in. Great. I keep circling. You turn back centrally. Okay, you stall me out a bit. You get on pace and turn the shoulder in. I go inside here. Great. Now what happens? See, ultimately, people will realize this a bit. They will keep the leg a bit backwards. Put the foot more backwards, sir. Yeah? And keep your weight forward. Over here. Put your weight. Stop. Put your weight on your toes. Yeah, beautiful. So now, anytime, so put your weight, more pressure on the head. Anytime I go now, step this leg away, I will not reach that. So then we use a sheet code. The sheet code is the belt grip. So fingers down, get the grip. So why is this sheet code? Look, elbow open. So you try to get your ass away from me. I can always keep his hip close. Now what I start doing, I let go of this grip eventually and get a 2-on-1 grip here. My game is half guard, so in any single moment I can choose to go down for my half guard as well. What I try to get your ass backwards, I try to force into an upright posture. Eventually if I get that, see, that's when I can get, put your hip away please, hard, right? That's when I can go for the single leg. Anytime my opponent circles back to the middle, head to head, you still have this. Circle that side, other side. I'm very sucky on that side. This is my virtual side where I just stall the guy out. It goes back to the center. Okay, good, eventually. I want to get back there. See? Get the leg, go down, tap the knee, go up. And then it's single legs, and then it's a different class. Play for 5 more minutes, and then we're done. Okay? Thank you.
Does it matter if you're keeping the arms
Yes,
out?
matters a lot. Matters a lot. Here, please. So, look. I can give the short version and the long version. I will give both. So, if I keep my elbow closed, what does this look like? Now, if you have to call this, have to give it a submission name. How does my structure look like? An Americana. Yeah. This is a Kimura. Okay. So whenever I get my arm, so look, you get a grip here. It's more than about the belt. Don't move. Look. You can look. Okay. It's impossible or very hard. Let it go, please. To bring out of balance a very strong person like that. Yeah. But it's very. I can bring a gorilla out of balance if you push his nose, and then it will kill you. But so ultimately, what you're looking for, look, the core is what you need to move to bring him out of balance. Yeah. But the core is stable. It should be stable if you do your weightlifting. Look. You're gonna get bullied. Okay? You're literally doing this. Feel. Yeah, keep your weight here. Okay. Be a bully until you get punched in the face, and then bully a little bit less. But if you choose between being the bully and between the victim, choose to be slightly the bully, like 51%. Understand? That's it. You get the grip here, and look, you close the elbow. Look, if you have this, so anytime I go here, that starts to happen. So if I have the belt here, you get the over grip. And my elbow's inside, yeah, then I have to forgo my takedown. Now I want to, so what should I do here? Should I go inside or should I go outside? Well, I always think about posture. So here, I want to move myself away so my structure is intact again. Yeah, got that? Understand, everybody? If I go here, I compromise my structure more. And if he yanks it, I get punished for my mistake, which should never happen. So you can the posture decides everything. Yeah, I prefer to have you on my back and have a good posture, yeah, than be on your back with a sloppy posture. So posture is everything. Yeah. Last thing I'm going to say, one of the most valuable, there's 2 valuable YouTube videos you should watch if you want to understand Jiu-Jitsu. Number 1 is the one where Josh Waitskin and the guy from 4 Hour Work Week. What's his name again? Sorry? Tim Ferriss. They made a video together. Just type Tim Ferriss BJJ and you will get it. It's about end game to early game teaching. Super important video. That's number 1. The second video, so this is the far end, and then bottom up is Rickson Gracie and Budo Jake, where he talks about, like, everybody who comes on Budo Jake gives like spectacular techniques, berimbolo, all this, all that. And Rickson just talks about keeping the weight on the toes. 90% of the people I just touched today, you're always being here a little bit. Keep your weight on your toes. The sprawl is here. You have to be able to go backwards. Yeah? So choose to keep your weight on your toes. And that is it. Okay? So thank you.